Mm. Good morning.
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone with this music.
Magic, baby. Magic.
Check, there you go. Happy Friday, guys.
Good to see you guys. What beautiful faces.
Thank you. Likewise.
And now I finally know what Alexa looks like.
That's it.
Oh, you forever.
Not Amazon Alexa, just real.
Oh, that's not you?
Oh, I thought you guys met in Fort Lauderdale. No, I
No,
guess
yes,
not.
we did. I was making a Amazon joke.
Gotcha. I got you.
Michael, if my mouth is moving, I'm probably joking.
That's good because that's how I like to operate too.
Good. So are these people that I have chatted with before likely or not?
Yes, some of these guys have yes and no. They might have come to a turning point. Then put in the chat if you've actually been at a turning point.
How many do you think will have actually already?
We're actually live right now. So
Yay. Well, I can ask then.
yeah.
Yeah, guys, chat's open. Chat box is open. Talk to us. Tell us if you've been to a turning point before. We would love
Carl Shealy, good morning.
Carl, good to see you, brother.
Good morning,
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah.
Afternoon, Walter. Hey, I'm a little jealous, Adish and Michael. I saw you guys just did your event at the Lobster Bar.
Last night, matter of fact.
I'm really jealous. And those are some of the best meals I've had.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed last night, randomly, Evander Holyfield showed up at the event.
Yeah.
So that was
That's
kind of
cool.
fun.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
Yeah, I put it out there. I put his picture out there because he had permission. So
That's cool. He's a good guy.
yeah.
I have an Evander Holyfield story. The night that he was going to fight Mike Tyson for the first time, I was in Vegas and I was going to the fight, and I was in a store at the MGM looking for clothes to wear to the fight, and they locked the doors behind me, and I said, "Why are you locking the doors?" And they said, "Evander Holyfield's here," and I look around and there's nobody else in the store except for Evander and his people. He comes over and I've got a shirt in my hand that it looks really nice. And he looked at the shirt. He said, "You're not buying that shirt, are you?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm buying that shirt." And I said, "Well, then we're going to look like twins tonight." He said, "No, you're not going to be in the ring with Tyson. I'm buying that shirt." And he was menacing toward me, just joking with me. And I said, "Oh no, it's all yours. It's all yours." So I give him the shirt. He goes on his way. I buy the duplicate and I wear the duplicate to the fight. And because at the time, at least, I was a whale, I'm like 10 rows back from the ring, but the shirt's really bright. During the fight, I swear he turned around and looked at me and like dropped his gloves, like, "What the heck? I told you not to wear the shirt." And that was the night he got his ear bit off.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad you like that, Alexa. I'm glad you find such joy in the loss of somebody else's ear.
I know, right?
The Germans have a term for that. They call it Schadenfreude.
That was the anxious laugh.
You can explain it any way you want to. I heard it.
Good morning, guys.
Tell me I grew up with 4 brothers without telling you.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Oh my gosh. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you guys for coming in our webinar today. It's going to be more like a, podcast style webinar today. So feel free to just engage with us in the chat. You can pop questions in the Q&A so that we don't lose them in the chat. So be sure to check out that Q&A box in your Zoom menu and make sure you're checking out the chat box as well, because we're all friendly people here. So we're going to be chatting with you guys and just kind of doing a catch up. It's been a little bit since we had Marshall in here. So we're super blessed and lucky today. And yeah, just welcome everybody. I'm going to put some links in the chat too for you guys so you can keep up with us and stay connected and all those good things. But we're happy to have you guys on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I do see some new names here. So my name's Anish Dave, president of National RIA and also CEO of BPM RIA. And you guys have noticed, the guys that have been following me for a while with all these webinars, and you've noticed that we've not only been teaching real estate, we've been really teaching mindset and, changing the identity and getting rid of those limiting beliefs. So I could teach you real estate all day, and if you don't think you deserve the life that you live, I can't help you there, right? So that's why one of the things that I've done, and Michael's also on board here, one of the mentors and my partner with Turning Point, is that we realize that we have to change this up here. And as soon as you change that magically, I don't call it magically, it's amazing how much better looking you get, how much smarter you get, all the above. And one of the reasons is I was fortunate enough to go to a Turning Point invited by my friend Jordan and Amanda in Orlando about 3 years ago. And I wasn't really sure. I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to, and I'm going, right? And the 2.5 days really changed my life. And fast forward, I've been in the inner circle for almost 3 years. And one of the cool things that's happened is I'm starting to live the life I really want to live joyfully. So you guys have heard that, my new mantra that I've added is I want to make a lot of money joyfully. And before, I never added the word joyfully, and it's made a big difference. And today we have, Marshall. He's gonna give us a little preview before he flies down here next month. And we also have a little special surprise for you guys today too. So, and Michael, if you want to
Yeah,
introduce yourself too.
sure. Michael Johnston. And as Anish hinted to, I'm one of the mentors at the local Real Estate Investor Association here. I'm also a successful entrepreneur. And what really bugged me with being a mentor is the students come in and they're so doubtful. They have no certainty in their brains. They just ask all the time, well, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And being able to be around Marshall and learning his techniques has really helped me help them create more certainty in their lives. Because if you just continue asking yourself and have this negative self-talk, you're never going to get out of your own way. So whether you are in real estate or any other type of business, you have to be confident and stop this negative self-talk up here. And that's what really being involved with the inner circle has helped me do. And when we had the opportunity to bring Marshall to South Florida, that's what really hit it for me. Not not having to fly halfway across the country or all the way across the country to Carlsbad, and be able to do it right here in South Florida and create something that's special and unique to our South Florida market and create, camaraderie here in South Florida. That's what really excites me. So pay attention. Marshall's got a lot to share, and he's done a lot for all of us. So we appreciate you being here, Marshall.
Yeah, without further ado, let's hand the mic, the virtual mic, to Mr. Marshall Silver, the millionaire maker.
Well, speaking of mics, I switched mics. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
Lovely. All good. Well, thank you so much. And it is always a joy, Anish and Michael, to hang out with you and the folks that are a part of your community. It's amazing to me to see what happens when people finally get everything in alignment. And I would agree, Anish. Obviously, not only have you been a real estate investor for an extended period of time, obviously the BP RIA is one of the best RIAs in the country. For those that don't know, because he's fairly humble and doesn't really toot his own horn, Anish is now the president of the National RIA. And he and I have had numerous discussions about what makes for a successful real estate investor and what does not. And just like Anish was chatting about at the top of the conversation, the number one thing, it's not about another real estate tactic. It's not even about how many properties you happen to come across, or you finding the right deal, because you could find the right deal and still not have the other things necessary to execute on the deal, which is usually the case, often more times than not. And the number one thing that's going on though is there's two things you need to get what you want. You either need to know what to do, but you also need to get yourself to do what you know you need to do. If you don't have what you want right now, it's either you don't have the knowledge, you just don't know what to do. But usually the case is that you do know what to do and you don't do it because it's not you. So what I do, and for those of you that aren't familiar with me, I see a lot of familiar names in the chat roll. Carl
And let's see who else. Who else we got?
You got Antonio, Emily.
Shailene, Antonio, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of inner circle members, actually. And one of the things that happens when you become a part of Turning Point is you become a part of a collective mindset, not just me. Yeah, that's my job. Yeah, Anish and Michael and me, we're going to be there. We're going to help you change your mindset around money, around real estate investing. Turning Point coming up on the 14th through the 16th of April is going to increase your confidence 10 times over. If that was all that it did, and you never did a real estate deal, I promise you, you will look back and you will thank Anish, you will thank Michael, you will thank me, and you will tell us this was one of the most pivotal moments, a turning point in your life. The thing is, though, a fish doesn't know it's in water. So sometimes people don't know what they don't know, and they don't know what they really need. They think, oh, I need to go to another RIA and I'm waiting for the right deal or the economy to change or the proper president to be in office or, my wife to finally love me. None of that matters. You still have to conduct yourself today in a way that allows you to win tomorrow. So I'm going to give you a short formula for those of you that have been through Turning Point, and of course, especially those of you in Inner Circle. I'm going to cover some core tenets that I've already taught to you. So bear with me, or just let it reinforce you to the truth of what this has to be. There's three things all of us need to get anything we want in any area of our life, whether it's better relationships, whether it's more money, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, or even spiritual well-being and power. There's three things that we need to get anything that we want. And if you're taking notes, take notes, because the more notes you take, the smarter you get. As Anish mentioned, the smarter you get, the richer you become. And certainly the richer you become, the better looking you become. I am a product of that truth. That is for sure. If you met my wife, you would realize there's no way I got this good looking just by being me. I got this good looking because I decided to make making money a priority in my life. And I don't think it's a priority in everybody's life. It's a priority in my life because I know that money cures most things. I know that money allows me to help my family and not stress out about it. I know that money allows me to help total strangers. It gives me more healthcare choices. It allows me to choose wherever I want, not just where I can afford. It allows me the pleasures of life so that I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm living a life of adventure, not a life of maintenance. So I want to be very, very, very clear. Turning Point is about making you wealthier from the inside out, because that's how it works. So start with this truth. I want you to write down communication equals wealth. Communication equals wealth. What do I mean by that? You communicate in two ways and two ways only. You communicate internally, the 1,500 words per minute that are going through your brain, telling you who you are and who you aren't, what you can be, what you can do, what you can have. Communication to the outside world, that's called influence. Everything that you want that you don't have, you're going to get from other people. So your ability to communicate in a way that inspires other people to do deals with you, to fund your deals, to partner up with you, to cooperate with you, whether you're communicating to contractors that are doing a rehab for you or a bank that's potentially going to fund one of your deals. All of those elements of your life are based on the quality of your communication with other people. I want to take it one step further, and this is what you're going to learn at Turning Point. It's not enough to learn. One must become someone new. You see, what causes a human being to perform a specific action, whatever it is they do, how they pick up their fork, whether they wear a hat, where they live, who they marry, what they do on a regular basis, everything that we do is based upon our programs, because our programs create our identity. If you identify as a real estate investor, even if you've never done a deal, if you think like a real estate investor thinks, and you'll automatically do what a real estate investor does, and you'll produce similar results. There's no way around it. You couldn't stop it if you wanted to. When you think what a millionaire thinks, you'll do what a millionaire does, and you will make unlimited money. So simply put, the challenge is in your head, 100%. Everything you're dealing with right now. Oh, I got this bank suing me. I get it. Life happens. How you deal with it will determine your ultimate outcomes. Yeah, people get sued. People have deals go south. People get married to the wrong person and then go through a divorce. Everybody has stuff. Your stuff's no worse, no better. Oh, my mom's dying or my husband, it doesn't matter. Yes, we all have to deal with stuff. And when you deal with stuff in a particular way, you get a result. When you deal with stuff in another way, you get a different result. So what if there was a way for me to get into your head, rewire your brain instantly with the thoughts of a multimillionaire, real estate investor, so you start seeing the world through their rose-colored glasses? If that's something that you would want, I want you to type into the chat, I want this badly. Just type, I want this badly. If you'd like me to reprogram your brain with the thoughts of a multi-millionaire real estate investor, I want you to type in the chat, I want this badly. Walter wants it badly. Majid wants it badly. Alexa wants it badly. Shailene wants it badly. Good, I'm glad. So let me get back to what I was starting with. There's 3 things that you need to create any change that you want in your life. I've touched on the first one already. The first one is something I call self-mastery. What is self-mastery? Montrella wants this badly. Jawad wants this badly. Jawad, Sharon wants this badly. Montrella, these are some beautiful names. I love this. Wants this badly. Self-mastery is understanding that what you believe to be true is true for you, nothing else. What you focus on expands. If you focus on all the turmoil going on in the world, and Lord knows there's a lot, war in Iran, open borders, the things that we're dealing with in this day and age, yeah, they seem horrible, except it's just a different kind of horrible. I mean, every generation, every age, every time has stuff that they deal with. We're just dealing with our stuff. And so let's not make it any worse than it is or any better than it is. What you've got to do is get your brain tight. What you believe to be true is true for you. What you focus on expands. And if you're taking notes, and I know you are, because I know you want more money and you want to be better looking. The third thing I want you to write down is reality is created by validation. What do I mean by that? You've been to RIAs. You've gone to real estate training programs. You've watched other people inside the programs succeed, make money, have great success. And you've looked at those people, and I guarantee you, some of those people you've looked at and you've said, they're not smarter than me. They're not harder working than me. They're not better than me. Why are they winning and I'm not? It's because they're wired differently. Their brain sees things differently. When they get rejected, they don't take it personally. They just go out and make another offer. They don't have an ego involved. They're not afraid of making an absolutely ridiculous offer to a seller and have the seller tell them to go to hell. They're not worried about that. They don't take it personally. They're not, I don't mean to offend any. I don't care if I offend a seller. I don't care if I offend somebody else. If I'm being kind and I'm being realistic. My home in Vegas, my primary residence, is a 17,000 square foot, $10 million home. It was on the market for $10 million before I bought it. I made a $6 million offer. The owners told me to go F myself. Get out of here. You're ridiculous. Don't even waste our time. A year later, the house still hadn't sold. I went back and made another $6 million offer. They said, oh my gosh, we've been looking for your phone number. I said, not only do I want the house for $6 million, now I want $750,000 worth of furniture and art that's in the house. I want that included now. And guess what? I got it. So if you're a real estate investor, first thing you got to do is get out of your head and get into their lives. And by they and their, who I mean are the people that you're interacting with. Quit making it about you. Become more empathetic. See the world through their viewpoint. Second thing you need to get anything you want in any area of your life, you've got to control your mind. When you come to Turning Point, I am going to rewire you. I'm going to use a technology that I created over 40 years ago called psychoneuroduplication, PND, psychoneuroduplication. What psychoneuroduplication is a technology that allows you to observe, identify, and then implement the mental traits, positions, beliefs, and habits of somebody in a given area. When you think what a non-smoker thinks, the desire to smoke leaves you. When you think what a healthy, fit person feels, you won't have cravings on anything because you don't think about those things because you're not that person. Second thing you need are the proper tools for the task at hand. Once you've mastered your mind, then you've got to take a look at what's the task you seek to accomplish. The tools for the task at hand are the things that would cause you to succeed in that thing. Now, bear in mind, you will never be prepared for what you're getting ready to do. Never fully prepared. If you need to be fully prepared, if things need to be perfect in your world before you can pull the trigger or take action on something, you're never going to get there. In fact, that's your challenge. Perfectionism paralyzes. You've got to be willing to fail forward fast. That's why it is of the utmost importance that you lose the need for other people's approval. If you have the need for other people's approval, you'll constantly wait and you'll constantly say, oh, I don't want to look stupid and I don't want to, be embarrassed and I don't want people to think I'm an idiot. I don't care if people think I'm an idiot. I get in my Rolls Royce. I drive to my private jet. I land. I go to my 17,000 square foot home or my house right on the beach in Southern California. And I don't really give a damn what anybody else thinks of me. I care what I think of me. I care what Jesus thinks of me. I don't care what people think of me because I know I'm doing well. I know that I'm operating from ethics and morality and in the best interests of all involved. So when you lose that need for other people's approval, you'll start making ridiculous offers. And when somebody gives you grief for making a ridiculous offer, you don't feel bad about it. You just say, forgive me. I'm a real estate investor. I couldn't possibly buy what you're selling for what you're selling it for because that's the retail price. And if I buy it for retail, guess what? There's no margin for me to make a profit. So yeah, you can wait till a retail buyer comes along, or you can understand I'm a wholesale buyer. That's what I do. Number one, self-mastery. Number two, you must have the proper tools. And Anish and Michael, through their real estate training, man, they've given you so many tools. They've given you more tools than you need. You want to keep learning, but you don't need more tools to be successful. You've got to start taking action on the tools that you have. In fact, as you start taking action on the tools that you have, the other tools they have available to you will become even more useful to you because you're actually using them. When you start using the tools and you start producing the result, you've already stepped into the third thing that you need to create anything you want in any area of your life. Number one, self-mastery. Take charge of your own mind. Control your thoughts and emotions. You and you alone are already in control, whether you believe it or not. So by all means, take control and also take responsibility. Secondly, you got to learn the proper tools. Anish and Michael have an ongoing educational process for you to learn everything you've ever wanted to about real estate investing. But here's the thing, and this is the danger. And this is a conversation that Anish and I, especially, and Anish and I and Michael on a couple of occasions have had. And that is, it saddens me to even say so, 90 maybe, I'll give you even that much grace, 90% of all the people that go to RIAs or real estate training of any kind, anywhere, anybody, never, ever do one deal. Yeah, they'll buy their personal residence, but they never do one investment deal. They have the knowledge. They've invested tens of thousands in some circumstances, dollars in their education, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they never do anything. Third thing you need to get anything you want in any era of your life is the ability to take action in the present moment. And that's key. Not just take action in the present moment, because tomorrow never comes. You are older than you thought you would be at this point in your life. You just are. If you're digging this, if this information, if this conversation is going well for you, put $3 signs in the chat just so that I know you're still engaged. Just put $3 signs in the chat so that I know you're paying attention. Antonio's paying attention. Walter's paying attention. Shailene, Anish, Majid. And I if someone wants to jump in to make sure I'm not butchering Majid's name, that would be great. Christy, Carl, Ajwad.
You got it exactly correct. Majid's been.
And how about Ajwad?
Ajwan, I'm not sure. He's new, so I hope
we're good. Well, if I'm butchering your name, I apologize, Ajwad. Maureen, Alexa, awesome. Emily, fantastic. So what is my job then? What makes Turning Point, the event you're so excited about attending April 14 through 16, right there in South Florida, what makes it different? Well, I am not just a teacher. Yes, I'm going to teach you things that you've never seen before, including psychoneuroduplication, including understand how do you turn up your wantingness so you have more motivation, you have more hunger. How do you do that? Well, when you get to Turning Point, I'm not just going to teach you, I'm going to literally reprogram your mind. I'm going to rewire you. I'm going to make you into somebody that you weren't before you walked through the door, that is unstoppable, that is massively focused, that is absolutely unbeatable in the marketplace. And apples to apples, all things being equal, if you go to do a deal on a property, or if you go to do anything and you're competing against somebody who has not attended Turning Point, you're going to win. I promise you. You're going to have the psychological tools. You're going to have the inspirational gambits. You're going to have the tools of influence that are going to help you win that negotiation and win that deal every single time. I've seen it again and again and again. Anish has done it again and again. Cynthia Trammell, who's also one of my students, has done it again and again. Christy and John have done it again and again. And you're going to keep seeing those victories because self-mastery tools and the ability to take action in the present moment consistently, to fail forward fast, is all that you need. So if you want tickets to Turning Point, Anish just put in the chat, owntheresult.com. All you got to do is click on that link, owntheresult.com. Through a very special arrangement with Anish and Michael, we have made the $3,000 tickets available to you at substantially less. I also am going to throw in some pretty remarkable bonuses. One of the bonuses is I've got over $1,000 worth of training materials that I put on a USB drive. All you got to do is open up the USB drive, slip it out, and pop open the USB drive portion of this. Sometimes it's a little tricky. Yeah, because you got to go the right way. It's not tricky. Apparently, I'm tricky. You open this up and you can slide this right into your computer. And you can download all of the elements of the program. So, for anybody that wants more in their lives, this alone should be enough for you to click the link. This alone, it has the secrets of persuasion and influence, how to sell anybody anything at any time, how to cold read people's body language, know what they're thinking before they open their voices. There's the I am permanently slender, I am a non-smoker on here. My 1.2 million selling system, Passion, Profit, and Power, is here to reprogram your brain in the areas of relationships, building wealth, emotional, mental, physical well-being. All here. I'm going to throw this in for free. Click the link. You're going to get this USB drive with $1,000 worth of training materials on it. All you got to do is click the link. Why else would you want to go? Well, first and foremost, if not now, when? I mean, again, if your life is awesome and everything's going perfectly for you, my guess is you're not on this webinar. So the fact that you are on this webinar, you are here for this conversation, tells me that you want more. I'm excited about it. Last time we were in South Florida was October. We had a remarkable event. It was just amazing. The people were awesome. The conversation, the growth, the advancements, everything was huge. And we're excited to have you be a part of that with us as well. The other thing I will tell you is that Anish and Michael are 2 of 4 entities that are allowed to teach Turning Point on their own. So not only, yes, we had a sellout, obviously, last October. Not only will I come back in a few weeks here to teach you in person, but we're also setting up South Florida to be a permanent hub of this information, of this content, of this life-changing information. And I'm very proud that Anish and Michael will be heading up that movement in South Florida. So if you're on the call right now and you're learning lessons and you're digging what you're hearing, then please, in the chat, let me know that you clicked the link and you got yourself registered. This may be the last time I head to South Florida, so you want to take advantage of this. You've got plenty of time. It's the 20th right now. You've got about 3 weeks to change your schedule. The event is 2.5 days, and here's the reason it's 2.5 days. I've been doing this for over 40 years, and I know human psychology. And the reason it's 2.5 days is it doesn't matter how long the event is. Often people schedule their departure halfway through the final day. So I just cut that last day in half anyway. So if you leave halfway through the last day, it's okay because the last day is already done. Schedule the day, get yourself there, get $1,000 worth of bonuses right now, whether you show up at the event or not. No, that's not true. I'm going to have the bonuses at the event. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have these USB drives at the event. So when you click the link right now and you get yourself registered, I will make sure I have the USB drive for you there so I can hand it to you in person, give you a big old hug, and welcome you to the family that's going to help you get everything that you want. So while we are here, obviously, like I said, it's a phenomenal event. We've had over 1.2 million people come through Turning Point. We are very excited to be opening up a massive community of Turning Point graduates and Inner Circle members down in South Florida. If you are a real estate investor, you have to be there. It's going to be the distinction of whether you succeed or whether you don't. If you are a speaker or a trainer or a coach or anybody that thinks they might want to be one of those kinds of people, you got to be there. I am the top speaker, trainer, coach, trainer in the world. I've helped more multi-million-dollar coaches knock it out of the park with their business than anybody on the planet. If you want to learn how to succeed in any area of business, maybe you have a roofing business or a construction business or a retail store, or maybe you have a restaurant, come to the Turning Point. It is about business, education, and personal development. But more than that, it's about getting inside of your head, rewiring your brain, and setting you on a path that is undeniable and absolutely unavoidable. And what I mean by that is you will start to recognize that you are indeed a millionaire, even if the money has not yet been deposited in your bank account, and you'll start conducting yourself differently. You'll interact with other people differently. That interaction will echo back to you, and you will produce a different result. So if we've never met, I look very much forward to meeting you. Make sure you have clicked the link. If you haven't clicked the link, it's in the chat right now, owntheresult.com. If you're planning on being at Turning Point, let me know in the chat. I'd like to know who's going to be there. And if you haven't determined that you were going to be there, do it now. And even more than just do it now, also count on bringing a couple of guests. Bring one or two guests and let them know that it's going to be a life-changing event. You're going to bond to the people that you bring. You're going to end up creating a mutually supportive relationship. You're going to help your friends and your family be successful. Christy's going to be there. Shailene's going to be there. Carl Sheedy's going to be there. Janice says she believes she's already registered. And Alexa is not the Amazon Alexa, she informed me. I thought I was meeting the real Alexa, but she's better than the Amazon Alexa because this one doesn't spy on you. John's going to be there. So, yeah, we want you to be there. We're excited about having you there. And more than anything else, like I said, if not now, when? If not me, who? I've helped millions and millions of people get everything they want by doing one simple thing, changing their identity. If you believe there's a better version of you, if you believe there's a way to win that's different than how you're doing it and it works, Turning Point is that answer. So on behalf of Anish and Michael and everybody else that worked so hard to put this event together, that knows we're going to knock it out of the park, we're going to change some lives, we're going to start relationships and networks that are going to last for lifetimes. If you want to be a part of this remarkable community that even Evander Holyfield wants to be a part of now, then you got to click the link.
Yeah, it's funny. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's a good chance he's going to be there. I talked to him about it.
Good.
So
you know what he's going to he's going to go, you're the guy with the shirt. You're that guy.
But Marshall, what about, Michael and I, we talk to people and some of the people, and I want your thoughts on this. They say, I can't take the 2.5 days off. And
their life sucks. Let me just answer that right away. Their life sucks that somebody else owns their time and they can't do what they want to do. And that alone should be enough for them to say something's got to change.
That's exactly what I told them. But not as blunt, and I should just say that. And
no, you're way too nice. You're Indian. You're just way too nice. You're kind and you don't want to insult anybody. And again, you know me, and maybe I should warn everybody, because you kind of just did. I'm very blunt and I'm very direct. And if you want a mentor or a teacher that's going to coddle you and not hurt your feelings, how do you think? I'm not the guy. I'm not the parent. I'm not the husband. I'm the kind of a person that wants people to measure up, and I expect people to measure up. I expect to measure up myself. I expect you to hold me accountable. And when you do, guess what? When you get to a place where nobody allows you to make your excuses, you stop making excuses and you start producing results. So yeah, if anybody is saying, "Oh, I can't take the time off," here's why we hold it midweek. We hold it midweek because people don't make excuses midweek. People commit midweek. People that are only available on the weekend are employed by somebody else. Their life is already owned by somebody else. And yes, that's what you need to escape. So if you don't have 2.5 days that you can get away from your office, if you don't have 2.5 days that you can ask your employer to give you time to become a better person so you can come back as a better person, then you don't own your life. You don't have a life. And what the heck are you doing? Why would you want to live like that?
Totally agreed. And you know what? We talked about you probably don't even know this yet, but Michael and I decided we're gonna have a special reception the first night.
Yay.
And the way to get into that reception
Is it
is
going to be a lobster bar?
so that'll be the second day.
Okay.
It'll be on site at the hotel. And so one of the things that we're doing, and if Alexa, if you don't mind, is that to get invited to the event, we have a third-party financing company. We just want to make sure if you apply, whether you get approved or not, this will get you a free ticket to hang out after the first day with myself and the other inner circle people, with Jordan, Amanda, Christy, all the above. So something special on that way that you could get invited to the event just for applying. Whether you get approved or not makes no difference with
So
us.
let me put this in context. What Anish just said. We're going to put a link in the chat or a QR code or
Yeah.
something in the chat. We're going to put a link in the chat. And here's what Anish is talking about. One of the tenets of you succeeding in your life is that you are prepared for that success. And if you are a real estate investor or anybody that's ever dealt with banks, you should know you cannot borrow money when you need it. You cannot. By the time you're in need, by the time you're in that level of desperation, the banks aren't going to loan you any money. Nobody's going to loan you any money. And even if you get money, you're going to get horrible rates. So smart people, real estate investors, people that actually get it, they put those credit lines in place before they need them so that when they need them, they're already there. So what Anish is offering up to you is Alexa just put a link in the chat to apply for funding. And the credit lines range between $100,000, generally speaking, up to $250,000 in some circumstances, even way more, even millions of dollars. Often on the lower levels, not certainly on the millions of dollars that you might use to acquire a piece of property or do a rehab. On the lower levels, often there's 0% financing over many, many months, 12 to 24 months. There's no cost to apply, or if there is a cost, just to identify you as a real person, it's usually $1. But when you apply, they'll let you know what credit lines you have. If you don't have credit lines available, they'll let you know what you need to adjust in your credit file, what you need to fix to be able to get those credit lines. So even if you didn't even go to Turning Point, if you just applied for the credit, then your life's going to be better off because you're going to have credit lines available when you find some properties or opportunities that you want to take advantage of. So a smart person would click the link that Alexa just put out and get to the event. When you click on that link, we've got some bonuses for you. I'm gonna give you an autographed book, Passion, Profit, and Power. I'm gonna give you an autographed book. We're going to give you that night, the first night, we're going to give you a very private VIP cocktail party by invite only. And the only way you can get the invite is to click that link and apply. Whether you are approved for credit or not, you'll get the book. You'll get the invitation to the party. We'll also give you VIP treatment at the event. We'll get you preferred seating. We'll make sure that experience is substantially better. And for what? It didn't cost you anything. The thing that we're wanting you to do right now is for your benefit. It's not for our benefit. It's for your benefit. So click the link that Alexa put in the chat there and get yourself that credit line before you get to the event. And you'll get all the bonuses that happen because you did that.
Absolutely. And definitely invite a friend. Like they're gonna be very thankful is an understatement. I mean, I invited Sean and and his wife and unbelievably thankful. I'm thinking about Shailene, who just joined the inner circle, and after spending some time with you, what a nice call, Shailene, that she gave me of gratitude. which
Oh,
I really
Shailene's awesome. She sent me an awesome letter of gratitude, just thanking us for the inner circle and what it meant to her. She's a rock star.
yep.
Yeah, I thank you for introducing me to Shailene and Ish. But I also want to just add real quick, because I know we're wrapping up the call soon, that, yeah, you want to bring somebody. Here's why you want to bring somebody to Turning Point: a spouse, a business partner, a friend, your pastor. The reason you want to bring somebody else to Turning Point is when you go back after Turning Point, the world is going to attempt to beat you up. It's going to want you to go back to who you were before you got there. And I'm going to change you. Turning Point is going to make you a different person, a much better version of who you are. And you need a support mechanism that understands the transformation you went through, because the support person is going to also need some help staying on track. And the two of you are going to start building that network that we're talking about. That's what AREIA is all about. That's what the Inner Circle community is all about. You're going to start building that mutually supportive network that we all need to help us get through the tough times, help us identify real opportunities over pitfalls, and just help us stay on track. More than that, again, if you've hung out with Anish or Michael at all, high class, quality, amazing human beings, fun to hang out with. If you've hung out with me at all, I promise you, I like living well. I like eating well. I like traveling in private jets. I like doing VIP experiences that I always have open slots for, and always invite my Inner Circle members, my Turning Point students too. So yeah, click the link. If you haven't registered yet for the Turning Point, do that. If you haven't opted in and seen what credit lines might be available to you, do that as well. It's going to be a turning point for you. It's going to be the best thing you ever did. It's going to be the thing that gets 2026 back on track. And it's going to be the thing that's going to help you handle all of the attacks, nonstop bombardment that we get online, on social media, that we get in mainstream media, and all the doom and gloom and BS that we all have to deal with. You'll be able to filter it out better. You'll be able to perform better. You'll be able to not be bogged down emotionally and mentally by everything else going on. So we want you there. We care about you. We love you. And I don't know what the deal is when they click the link, and I didn't mention anything because I don't know anything about it. I just want to remind you that if you click my link, Silver Enterprise or silver.com, you can buy a Turning Point ticket there. It's $3,000. So if you want to compare what the cost of the ticket is, on the link that Anish and Alexa put up for you, I promise you it's lower than $3,000 a ticket. Yeah, or if you want to buy it from me, I'd prefer it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And you guys, we worked at a deal with Marshall, so you get 2 tickets for $497. Obviously, you get the $1,000 of free gifts that he's already given you. So you're basically getting paid to go there to change your life. And I see some of you guys have been to the Turning Point in October. I've had the privilege to be at least, I think I want to say 5 or 6 Turning Points. And I was laughing because I go, Marshall, this one's different. And he goes, no, it's not. You're just in a different spot. So don't think.
Yeah, if you've been to Turning Point before, come back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the easiest way. And Shailene, when does the cutoff? Yeah, the cutoff is it's supposed to be actually this weekend. The cutoff before it goes back to $997. So
yeah, I'm a little blown away. $497. Again, if somebody doesn't have $497, they need to sell their cat. No, I mean that. If you're at a point where $497 is tough in your life, yeah. Again, we know we're not going to sell you anything else. So it's not about us making any money on you. $497 doesn't cover our costs to have you in the room. But $497 to you, if that's really a stretch, you must make the stretch. Because if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, which you've got to be, then somebody's got to help you change it. You haven't been able to change it on your own. Turning Point's going to, number one, get you wired with the thought process of a multimillionaire. It's going to teach you the skills of irresistible influence. I'm going to teach you how to sell anybody, anything at any time. I'm going to teach you how to negotiate better. And then finally, I warn people about this. It's going to turn up your wantingness. It's going to make you want a bigger life. That's going to give you the motivation and the mojo and the force of nature that you've been wanting to unleash, just because it was planted inside of you. So stop just getting by. Resist the idea that you just want to pay your bills and say, no, I want this to be my first million, or at least my best millions year ever. and take advantage of this remarkable opportunity that Anish and Michael have put before you.
Yep. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Michael popped in. You want to say any last words, Michael, before we hop off?
No, I just really appreciate the sincerity, and you can hear it in Marshall's voice, and that's key to me. I don't really appreciate when people are over the zealous, and it's genuine, and you can feel that coming through even if you're on video. So I really appreciate everything you do for us and everything you're going to continue to do for us, Marshall.
Michael, I love you guys so much, and I appreciate that you knew that. I warn people I'm hardcore. I am. I know that. I am not soft spoken. I have opinions. I'm okay with people having opposing opinions to me. I don't need people to agree with me. I still love people, but I also know if you're weak, if you're a pansy, if you're a person that doesn't like people pointing the truth out to you, we're not going to get along. We just won't. But if you're the kind of a person that knows the truth will set you free, if you're the kind of a person that knows that there's stuff you got to look at that maybe you don't want to look at, and looking at it, though, will give you the insights to start being able to live your life on purpose to support the people that you love. Michael, I know how important family is to you. I know how much you love your beautiful wife. I know how, I watch your social media and I see most of your posts are about your family and about social time with your family. And, most people, I just got off a coaching call right before I got on this call with a woman that I love this woman dearly. She's working for the government. She's got a decent position. She's making decent money. And yet she's a slave to that. And she takes care of her mother who has dementia. She takes care of her kids who are in college. And all I asked her is, when will it be about you? When does it get to be about you? When do you get to be selfish and have things be for you? You're 55 years old. What date does that happen? Are you going to be 65 when it's about you? Are you going to be 75 when it's about you? Or are you going to be dead? And I don't want you to be dead. I want you to be alive. And I want you, if I frighten you at all, if you think, oh my God, that guy's a bulldozer. Yes, I am a bulldozer, except it's your backyard. And you'll tell me where you want the dirt to go, because I'm going to get rid of the dirt for you. And I'm going to help you build a foundation that you'll be able to build any kind of a structure for your life that you want to build with certainty, with confidence, and with the absolute knowledge that you're living the life that God wants you to live, that you are doing what you were destined to do, and that at the end of it all, you'll be proud of yourself. No more excuses, no more putting it off, no more waiting for things to align. They already aligned. You are at your turning point right now. All you got to do is click the link, get yourself registered, get all the extra bonuses, including the VIP party, including the autograph book, the preferred seating, everything else. Click on the funding link. Whether you take funding or not, doesn't matter. Whether you're approved or not, doesn't matter. Just by applying, you're going to get all those bonuses. So only a moron wouldn't apply at this point.
Agreed. And it's just so you guys know, it's a soft credit pull, guys. So I know some of you guys are, I just got a message, someone asking me that. So soft credit pull.
Is there a dollar charge? Sometimes there's a dollar charge. Is there any charge?
This company, there is not.
Hey.
So you save $1 already. You're up $1.
Hey, you're already ahead.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marshall.
I love you guys so much, Anish. I'm so excited to come back. I love South Florida. I love it with a passion.
We got to get you a third home down here.
Yes.
Exactly. So I just want to
save on some jet fuel.
I want to remind everyone to join this private group that we have for all of Turning Point related content and events. I'll drop the link in the chat. I want to remind everyone that we recorded today's session, so please feel free to share this recording with anyone who would be interested, who would need to hear this, who should hear this. Anything, please share this with them. Don't be selfish in that aspect. And if you are watching the replay, please give this video a big thumbs up and share it with, again, your family, friends, anyone who's going to need this information. Don't be shy. Anyone who would be lucky.
I just wanted, before we hop off, it's happy birthday, Antonio. It's his birthday today. So
yay!
Happy birthday, Antonio.
Happy birthday, Antonio.
Feliz cumpleaños.
I'm buying you dinner, Antonio, and I get to Florida.
Oh, I love that. Oh, so good, you guys. So please stay in touch with us. We'll be sending each and every one of you an email as soon as we hop off this call. So look out for our email. It'll be coming from info@bpmreia.com, as well as all of your confirmation emails. Once you sign up for this event, you'll get a confirmation email, a confirmation text, and those will be coming from info@bpmreia.com. So make sure you check your spam, junk folders, all that good stuff, and make sure you stay connected with us and let us know what questions you have about this event.
Awesome.
Bravo. Great job, Alexa. Thank you. Anish and Michael, thanks for having me here.
Thank
You guys
you.
are loved. And I will chat with you before the event, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in person.
Looking forward to seeing everyone in a few weeks.
Yep.
Awesome.
Take care, guys. Have a great
Have a
weekend.
great day, everyone.
Thanks, Marshall.
Bye.
Thanks,
See you
Alexa,
next
Michael.
time.
Bye.